good. Suck it up with a smile. You're never gonna know how it feels till you try. Jump it up, steal the style. It's doggy, doggy, doggy at the top of the pile. Everybody look at Hollywood, doing it, doing it, doing it Suck it up with a smile. You're never gonna know how it feels till you try. Jump it up, steal the style. It's doggy, doggy, doggy at the top of the pile. Everybody look at Hollywood, doing it, doing it,
I think I just have to start after that. That was perfect. The music track I had cut out the moment that the Dead Space intro movie, because I just had it up in the background because I wanted to try to get the screen, you know, right for once. I doubt it'll work. Yeah, that came in right as the music dipped. Okay, let me see if I can, before we actually begin. First of all, how's everyone doing? Yes! I got right. I can actually see my entire screen. The entire display. Instead of the little half screen that I normally have to deal with. I swear, I am having fun with this. But I also low-key am not going to miss being past this game. Because that is... It just annoys me. I know it's a perfectly fine... It's a perfectly fine workaround to, like, move it over... Oh, you.
This truth is even more fantastic. On the planet below us, we have found
You.
God's plan is unfolding.
Alright, where's the wall? Where's Waldo?
We will ascend as we always knew we would.
Or is this just a room of polyps?
And your death is the first phase. We deterred by the physical methods of transformation. Soon,
and I wondered why I was having trouble with...
You must have faith, fools.
With the shooting range minigame.
This is what we have been waiting for. Don't listen to them.
I also feel like my mind is...
How can you be turning away
not even its cult wants to listen to him. Yeah, I feel like my brain has gone hard vacation mode right now. There's a reason I don't stream Friday nights normally, and that reason is primarily the brain is mush. Well, at least this guy tried to wash his hands before he left. The brain is doing its best normally. After the habit of checking out on weekends, it doesn't get better. It only goes totally downhill. Oh? Whoa! Howard. Oh. I want that room. I want that room very badly. I need that room. This is a bathroom, not an exit. This is the exit. Okay, I know I have to have enough junk to... I know I have to have enough junk in order to buy at least one power node. And, like, there's never bad stuff in there. Just... There's a... Aha. What? No, 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 no. No. Bad. Bad govern. Also bad. God. Hey, Roomba, how you doing? We just come back to try to get a power node for a locked door and found a very naughty, potential whatchamacallit here. Can you eat me for a change? Yes. But how good an idea that is depending on the warranty you've got. Yeah, 60,000 for the plasma pack. Contact energy. You know, as far as ways to go can enrolled. To be enveloped, consumed, enrolled in an institution of my choice. Alright, there's the key. You know, honestly, that's about them. Whoever told you to say that is, I'm not sure I trust the advice given. Actually, no, in that case, that is on brand. That is at least good advice, personal advice. Cannot fault that. I am currently so far in weekend mode that I am pretty sure a complete coherent sentence is just not a thing that is going to happen today. There we go. However, we have ammo, we have health. I understand what puzzle needs to be completed here, so... Sentence construct full. Yes. I'm not sure it works out for anyone. Like, is it truly necessary? Oh. Ruby semiconductor. Oh. This. This is my least favorite set piece in the game, for the sheer reason that it's a really good set piece. Because we have to move these out of the way. Hey, Violante Zaku. How are you doing? I assume that you are the one who gave Ruby the said advice. What? Oh god, there was a person there. Ah. I've never been more relieved to have just a laughing mad lunatic in my face before. Ah. What? Okay, most least. Oh, dang it. I honestly, the laughing mad woman in the bedrooms has made me completely forget what I was talking about. I assume that what I think what I was talking about is how much I hate this section for the sheer reason of how well done it is. Because, oh yeah, she just blew head off. So we get the nav card, some health.
This time, there will be no escape for you, my friend. You have been most resourceful up until now, but my creation is finished.
And
the pursuit of life itself.
Now we have to go through all that while being chased by not only regular necromorphs, but the fucking hunter. This fucker who can't die. And I forgot. Ah! No, that was the wrong way. I need the other way. And Oh yeah, there's vent access here. He'll just pop out through... Oh. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? There. But it's not fucking Hunter. Oh yeah. I'm way ahead of you on that. Yeah. Yeah, no, this guy is... No, how do I, whew, I completely forgot how to stasis him. Great, and I'm here until the ambush clears. However, we have a lot of Ripper ammo, which certainly mitigates factors by a good amount. Because goddamn is this a cathartic weapon. Let me just take a little off.
Okay, I bypassed the lock. Get out of there!
Oh, Kendra, for once you do not have to tell me twice. Get...
Excellent work, Mr. Clark. Excellent work. Now, come in the executive area. The door is unlocked. Be quick.
Isaac, be careful with Dr. Kine.
Wait.
A lot of what I've discovered.
Okay, you two made me realize something.
Man's clearly gone insane.
Is Among Us just a multiplayer deduction adaptation of this game? Because think about it. You're stuck on a ship with a random horror that uses the vents. Okay, I'm going to sell a couple things. And its only goal is to kill and consume everyone. Contact energy. Contact energy. What's in the safe that I can sell? Yeah, I'm going to wait until I get more. Like, is it just not what Dead Space multiplayer would be? One team has to do tasks to escape, and the other team has to, being necromorphs, has to hide, stalk, and kill them. I think it might be onto something.
You made it! Oh, thank God you made it.
Oh.
I've been following your progress.
Oh, Clark, this is a good one, not the mad guy.
Leave this place, but escape is impossible at this point. The shuttle shock point drive is destroyed. No. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. At first, I lost hope. I tried to scuttle the ship, sabotage the systems.
Oh! Why not force gun?
Strange things. The church!
Actually,
but they don't know what's happened here.
I don't know why.
Look.
I've always just used the plasma cutter because it's, you know, damn.
That is what we found in the core of the
Because
planet.
it's very
Mercer
effective.
calls it the hive mind.
This one because it's fun, even though that there's a
We were so stupid.
glitch that makes it drop ammo super commonly.
She knew.
And
She
then
knew it could be stopped. But
this is
return
actually
the
just
marker
pretty
to the
effective for like
planet.
smaller
The
things
marker
and
was
cleanup,
containing it
crowd
within
control,
the
that sort of
planet.
thing.
Return the marker,
This gun I only ever use because the contact beam ammo sells for like 1,000 apiece. Like, I've only fired it twice because I bumped the button while equipped. But I should definitely just, like, try more of the weapons that I don't use, because... Probably not at this point, because I do like the... I want to save up for, like, the suit and upgrades and stuff like that for everything. But definitely, I have a yearly tradition of either November or December, never October. Brace booming enemies across the screen. Ooh. That sounds fun. But yeah, I do plan on playing the second one next year for the yearly spooky game, unless get to it earlier, but... Yep, that is... Whoa. Wait, did all the executives become gross fat things? If so, that's pretty hilarious. Yeah. Alright, I know this isn't helpful, but... We'll go with this. Actually, this is really useful against the swarmers. Hi. Actually, it's just one. How did I miss? It was just... It was right there. And I missed. Yeah, if anything... The problem is that practically, even though I have 3 guns equipped... I have 4 equipped. I only actually ever use 2. And I only ever upgrade 2. Oh? Text log. What do we got here? Personal log. White D. First... White D. Goddamn unions are running the ship known so far. Captain Matthias, CSO Kine, Mercer, Holt, Carlo, Pittsburgh, Spalita. Not divided. Yeah, I do not have the brain power for that. Okay. Oh, if the unitologists are the ones who knew about this maker and or marker and really wanted to cover it, and yeah, you would have. It would actually be kind of weird for them not to be in control of the ship. Aha! Oh my god, the goodie box full of swarmers is... It'll never not crack me up. Infidel. Just what else is... How else do you open those things? You violently slam them open. Ah. Right. I'm pretty sure, except for her. Well, those fatties are all the executives who are up here. So I was thinking a little bit about this pacing, and one of the big reasons I've never done like hardcore mode on this, despite the fact that you get a very purposefully overpowered... Ah, thank you. Okay, like a purposefully overpowered weapon is on PC. They actually got the coding right, and it's not the same on consoles, but you have to actually beat the game with only 3 saves. On consoles, it'll let you do 3 saves per session, so it's actually somewhat manageable. But on PC, they patched that bug. And, like, I'm just thinking, I don't have the time to just sit down and beat this game in 3 sittings. Or, I guess, 4 sittings after I crunch the numbers. And lo and behold, this is about 4 sittings. 7 hours, with a stream being about 3 hours or so. I totally could have done it. Maybe I'll revisit the game and later and give it a try, because...
Excellent, excellent. Wait there for me. I'm on my way.
Test fire shuttle.
Test firing shuttle engines.
Ah! Fuck! You're... Ah! Okay, well, I appreciate you standing in the booth, waiting for... watching the display. I would please ask you next time to kindly not. There. You stay there, you lumpy fucker. Oh god, open.
Test firing
And get
engines.
burnt, you fool! Oh! Oh, get bent, you idiot! I hate that. Okay, but the relief. It's actually palpable.
It works. Yes, this will work. There's still time to make things right. The shuttle needs to be released before launch.
I
The control
hate
platform
the
there.
Hunter so
I
much.
need you to guide the undocking procedure while I start the shuttle's engines. This will make us whole again.
Yeah, fun.
Hurry! I'll take the shuttle up to the flight deck where the marker's being held.
Just definitely what that was. Not. I don't know. Like on paper, I know that the hunter, that enemy, is actually nothing special. Like
Meet me there and we can load the marker on board. Yes, Amelia.
power node. Hell yeah. Like, it's just as squishy as an unarmored or armored
for now.
necromorph. But the fact that it just keeps on regenerating is actually pretty good at jumping me. Like, when I test fire the engines to make sure, is this the right button I have to press? Well, that's definitely dead. And then it was just there.
Your time has come. No need to be frightened. No
And just
reason to
being
fight.
I
Many
guess
have
that's why
gone before
every
us, and now it's time
survival
for
horror
us to
game
take the
has,
way
like,
together. Transcend death.
a hunter. Like Resident Evil has Tyrants and Mr. X. This game has a hunter, Ubermorph, and Necromorphs that can't be killed. Wow. You just got... God, there's so much catharsis happening right now. That jerk who's been taunting me the entire game just got absolutely boofed by one of the things he worships. I think that's one of the only reasons I can play this game without getting too stressed, scared, or otherwise. It's very good at catharsis. Yeah, like, it's effective to throw something that hits really just a little bit harder than... Yep. Oh! Hey! Guess who this is? You didn't even get to stand up as a necromorph, you stupid doctor. Ah, beautiful. So he got rewarded as he deserved. Okay, let's see. One... Yeah, I'm going to commit that to HP. Yeah, it's effective. Have something that will never stop hunting you. Like, you know where... It knows where you are. Doesn't know where you are. I mean, I certainly hate it. It's like a... Wow! I'm actually stacked with meds! Wow, that's beautiful. Let's see, let's sell a couple stasis packs. I don't need all of these. Contact. Contacts. Ooh. I need 60,000 for a suit level up. I don't use the line gun. I'm just going to sell it. Because I really want that suit upgrade before I go much further. But... yeah, nah, selling the line gun was a little bit too much, but we're like just on the edge of what I was willing to do. Oh, there's a thing. I'm not sure I want to part with healing ammo or stasis recharges. End of days. Oh, round one. Did I do... Oh! I was so confused because I just realized that I should have, like, another game on this because I have beaten it once before. And I forgot. That game's on my laptop. Of course, I think it's been uninstalled. Nah, I don't think. I don't uninstall shit.
I'm approaching the shuttle hangar. You must find your way to the cargo bay. The marker, it's being stored in there. There's a cargo loading lift there you can use to deliver the marker up to the hangar. Please, you must help me with this. It's the only way.
Well, that's a problem. Yeah, I completely forgot that I just, like, didn't spring for Steam Cloud or anything like that, or... maintenance. Anyone in here? No God, no fear, no God, no fear. Well, it's good to know that someone else found a different religion in this mess. Just be a second. Thank you. Yeah, I think the biggest... Because I might do a new game plus with this game just to see what... Hey! I found God! Yeah, we found God! Yeah, grand. Just because... I will admit to being very set in my ways of... Oh, Is that the dude? Nope, but there he is. Hey! There's a... Is that a tentacle down there? Like one of the drag tentacles? Yeah, no, I will readily admit that if I find something that works, not even well, just good enough, I am prepared to make that my default strategy. I don't want to deal with all your swarmers. And away he goes! Wait, that count? Did that count as a rupture? I don't even care. That was hilarious. Yeah, I will use that to a point where it just... It's actually a detriment. Yeah, when I was playing through Elden Ring, because I always do like a very similar build because I like it for reasons other than effectiveness. I always do just long one-handed straight sword into shield because I like the idea of, yeah, some random nobody just rolled up on all these gods and beat them to death with a stick. Which doesn't adapt well in later games. So I should, like, act, especially on these games that I've played a lot before, I should at least make an effort to try a strategy I haven't. You know what? Might be fun. It might be completely ineffective, and I'll go back to the one I know, to the comfy one. Or it might actually be better. I don't know. Oh, shoot. I just realized. Kevin, how are you doing today? I completely forgot to ask. Ooh.
Delivering cargo shipment 782.
Hope you're doing good today. Hey! I was right! Oh, God. I chose the wrong way. About like that, honestly. That's the state of my brain, and actually, I think that was the first death I've had to enemies in this game. Like, I've died a lot on environmental hazards, but in an actual combat encounter, I did not realize just how pinned in I was. And decided to try booking it. Didn't work. But yeah, I'm doing real fine. Okay, let's see if we can make this magic happen twice. Nope. That was a one-time deal. I think the problem is I hit the tripod arm. Actually, I had a really good day. I was working from home, so... And my work does this weird... Like, it's a weird tradition. It's one of those really old companies that they've always kind of... I'm just going to hang back here. Because they have to come from those vents. Or do they... Was there actually nothing behind me and I was overreacting? Oh, fire, you stupid... Yeah. Yeah, I just made the wrong choice of which way to break. Ah! No, the the precious boom capsule. I dropped it. Right. Get back up here. I said get up. Can I just... Oh my god, it's not... I don't have that much range, it was... Okay. Quit wiggling! Yeah, plasma cutter. Only way to go. I swear. But yeah, anyway, my work has this weird... Oh, you get jumped twice. And there's 2 tentacles. Oh, the fun never ends, does it? Wow, you get... Can we make these... Yes. We can make these people regret getting close. Yeah. That was just a pain. Yeah. Alright, let's use one of these stupid things. Alright, tentacle. Say your prayers to your tentacle god, or... I don't know, whatever religion it is you follow. The Tentacle Reformed Church? TRC? I don't know. What is... Oh, there's just... Every walkway has tentacles. What's that down? Oh, that's an elevator. As tempting as it is, I think I'll go down the path of least tentacles. Like, just a personal choice. Yeah, that's a lot of wriggly appendages, my dude. Okay, and I have a feeling...
Delivering cargo shipment 782 to the hangar bay.
Oh, sweet.
The cargo lift has arrived. The marker is in the hangar bay. Now you can load it into the shuttle. Hurry!
Ow, hell. Ah! Command grab. Did I just punch? I punched his head off. Whoa. And this is why I love the Ripper. Because in a game where all... Where all the enemies are dependent on melee. You know who has... You know what's nice? Having a gun that... God. Where... If you walk around a corner blind while holding it out and get jumped, if your twitch reflex is to pull absolutely every trigger all at once, something's getting eviscerated, and it's not going to be you this time. Ooh, lockers. So much ripper ammo. Yeah, because the game kind of funny. The game does incentivize you to use like a smaller amount of guns. Let's do a kinesis. Nah. You don't... I don't actually think you need to upgrade your kinesis module, like, at all. Plasma cutter's full. Ripper needs 2. Pulse rifle, I can... Yeah, pulse rifle's a weird shape, because you have to do 2 here to get into the damage areas. But capacity is super easy to up. Yeah, let's commit to capacity. That's always safe. If I can't dazzle him with sheer power, I can sure riddle him with bullets.
I restored power to the elevator. Take it up to the hangar bay and get the marker on the shuttle. I'm heading up to the flight deck now. Oh god. I'm just gonna run for it. Wish me luck.
Good luck. Oh god. I think the game's trying to tell me something. Run! Run! What the heck? Also, why didn't any... I hate to do this, but I have to tab out because, like, something should have happened with that. Like, is Tits just not firing? I thought I had it on... I'll check that later. Yeah, I think I just have to straight up find a new... like, a new option for my alert box. Because I have set things up several times to try to get it to display like subs, bits, all the affiliate stuff, and I can't get my screen to behave, so we have to go to the weird half screen. But yeah, thank you so much for the bits, Ron. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. 56 content. I need 60. Alright, this is an insane amount of med packs, so... yeah. It's worth it for the 5 suit. Sick. God, there's nothing worse than being sick. It's good that you're decent and not like the pass out as soon as you can. Wake up an hour later in the shower thinking, this is nice, but how did I get here sort of sick? Which is just, truly awful. But I'm doing pretty good. It was a good day, easy day, not a whole lot of stuff I had to do at work, because, oh yeah, I never finished actually talking about that. Like, my company has I can't leave yet. It has a weird policy from just how old it is that, like, from the week of last week in December, around Christmas and New Year's, the manufacturing plants... Oh, I'm at 10 shots total for my plasma gun. Like, the manufacturing plants all shut down, and the office does too. Which is nice. I'm not going to complain about a free paid week off. Yeah. Ooh, fever dreams. Gotta love those. Hey! This is familiar. Ah, it seems like it was just yesterday that I was... as in this very room, staring at a console where, well, everything went to shit and had to absolutely book it. Good times. Good times.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated.
You picked a poor time. Oh well. Ah, so efficient. The chainsaw. The great communicator. It's just a fun weapon. Fever dreams can be... Wow. Give me a lot. They're just giving me stuff. They're either very entertaining or very concerning. What's through here?
Excellent. I'm going to dock the shuttle. Got to be careful now. Careful.
Ah.
I'm bringing the shuttle down now. The automated loading controls aren't responding. You'll have to shut down gravity in the hangar bay, and then manually bring the marker directly beneath the shuttle.
Hey, sir. It's a lot of noise. Ah. Yeah, actually, I should probably check and... Where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I... I have to... Just says, go over the side, dork. Yeah, that is a concerning dream you got there. It's never fun to have... Oh, that's the gravity tethers. Oh. Meat Moss ate the ship we arrived here in. We arrived in... Because I have got, like, had a dream that was so distressing, I woke up completely mentally exhausted. And that's...
Entering zero gravity.
It's just the worst feeling to wake up from what could very well be, like, 10 hours of very long and good sleep otherwise. Like, physically you're fine, but mentally is just cannot. Yeah. Woke up wondering what the heck that even was. That's a mood of a dream. Oh yeah, I remember this old toasty wreck. Old toasty. The crispiest ship that ever sailed. I at least normally wake up a little stunned. You know, go through the standard actions. Who am I? Who are you? What am I doing here? What's going on? Oh, babies. This is fun. And also going to be left as a problem for someone else. Anyone else. Please take my babies. Ah! Come on! Yeah. You go in timeout. You go in timeout too. You timeout. Guess what? Timeout. No, no, no. Give me ammo. Anyone else, please take my babies. You'll be a better parent to them than I was, and probably blow off less of their limbs. I mean, probably. I think that's the way you do childcare. Actually, I'm adding that as a quote right now. I absolutely... This is the best thing I have added to stream. Just a quote. All the all the stupid things I've said. By percentage of my body that is rigged as boobs, I am the largest breasts on Twitch. Okay, we've reached the point of the game where it's given me absolutely so much health and ammo. Well, mostly health. I don't even have to care anymore. I can just do whatever. Anyone else, please, take my babies. I need to switch that track. Really, Doc? You had to pick the far shuttle bay to land in? Ew. Ah, more health. That's not gonna clear. Oh. Fortunately, I think after this... Wait. Why couldn't I just leave it on the... Why couldn't I leave it on the rotator? Like, this is a... Aside from the fact that the way it turned would have clocked me. But, like, we're in zero gravity right now. Logically, I could do whatever I want. Yeah, I don't hear them, I don't hear them, I don't hear them. They are not my problem. Oh, they are. Yes! Bow before your god. I have to say, even though it is technically a grievous programming error that skews the balance of what ammo you can expect to find, I mean most of your guns will be completely starved for shots for most of the game, beyond the usual fact that splitting ammo 4-way instead of less ways. The Ripper, I've never really had it. Hey, Cubs! Ah! Thank you so much for the sub, Cubs. Didn't have to do that. I really appreciate you supporting for 2 entire months. Thanks for coming by. So, how are you doing tonight? Dudes. Aw, thanks. Yeah, also, I will kind of apologize. I am kind of bad on shoutouts for this while playing this game because I get annoyed by having to tab out and back in. There we go. Well, aw.
Okay.
It's a lovely golden brown color.
Still having trouble with these damn loading controls. Isaac, restore gravity to the room. I should be able to load the marker then.
Oh. Alright, needy. Good that you're doing well. We are just flailing in zero gravity, being mildly annoyed by the fact that we have to do a,
Zero gravity.
God, they do space physics so well. Like, in zero G settings, the
Please
only
come
noise
and
you
join
can
me.
hand
Together we can
is...
stop this hive mind. We can end this nightmare at last.
Like, the only noise you can hear in space is things that are vibrating the surface you're on, which would be expected. Can I... Oh. They really said if you don't have everything, you got...
Over here! Hurry! There's no time to waste. We must do it.
Whoa. What?
Wait, Amelia. Where are you going?
He just got shot. Somebody shot him and stole my ride. Who left us alive on this station aside from me and Kendra?
Sorry, Isaac.
That
I couldn't let him go
bitch.
through with it. I suppose I should thank you for finding the marker. We even managed without help from the USM Valor. Thank you for helping me find it, by the way. My department's been looking for this place for a long time. See what kind of
the
know
whole
was?
time.
It was the government's mess to begin with. This whole planet is one big experiment. The marker, this divine relic, made by man. They reverse engineered it a couple of 100 years ago from the real marker, a true alien artifact recovered on Earth. So they dug it up, studied it, and they made it their own. Then they brought it to Aegis 7 and activated it. And you've seen the result. The stuff of nightmares. They sealed the system, and no one would have been the wiser. But then the CEC blunders in and starts tearing the planet apart. The experiment was still alive. Kine was right about the hive mind. The marker would contain it, but that doesn't matter now, does it? I have the marker, and this entire system can go to hell. For what it's worth, you did a great job, Isaac. See you around. Or maybe not.
Nicole, I need you
Nicole.
to help me. Help us. Now. I'm in the flight control room.
We still have our girlfriend
Please,
on board.
Isaac, hurry. Please. I love you.
Alright. Oh. So I assume what we're going to do is take a drop pod down to the surface. Wait, unless there's a third shuttle. Wait. Do we just crash? Is the play here now crash the Ishimura to get on planet side? So I would be down for crashing this hell ship. Right. We need, like, something with a cut. We actually have to cut all these off. Is he dead yet? No. There we go. There's the blorch. That's what we were waiting for. Let me use like 5 health packs to recover from that.
Isaac? Is that really you? I never thought we'd be together again. God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I did. I never wanted to hurt you. You need to get it back now, Isaac. You can pilot the shuttle remotely from here.
Oh.
Make us whole again. Make us whole again.
Oh, I love this so much.
Isaac, what the hell are you doing? You're making a big mistake. This is not over.
I love that so much. She just...
Escape pod away, crew shuttle USG-09.
She left us here to die and has the absolute
Doesn't matter.
audacity to ask us what the hell we're doing. Spiting you! I don't even care if the shuttle would have crashed against the side of the Ishimura because something important was damaged. Just so long as you didn't get away with it, that's what I was going for.
I'll meet you there.
Right, now, quick moment to shout out a couple of people. First things first, the official, right, shout out for Gobs. They do a lot of super cool, like, crafting streams and fun little narrative games. Real fun and real nice to hang around. And then Roomby, who's in, they do I think mostly like the Gundam Overwatch, Gunpla building, and Darktide, which that's a real fun game. And then Capon, who that's a double. That is a very excited shout out. Who I really hate to say it, Apex Legends, a lot of stuff like that, because time zones because we're on the other side of the world from each other, and the time zones are in his favor. Stand by. I'm standing by, but yeah. What I've come to learn is the main reason I am able to have so many international friends, like, on the other side of the world, is because most of the people I know are fucking gremlins who stay up until, like, 6 in the morning. Also, marker text, cult text, everything going haywire. Only by screens where we are. Whispering intensifies. I wonder what's up with that. God. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you meet someone who actually has a functioning sleep schedule, and... yeah. I honestly wish that I could, like, tune into more people's streams, but I can't really watch it at work, because... oh. Burps. And my controller is acting up. Oh well. This is a bit of a non-issue because we have the glorious strength of a Ripper. Yeah. Just a general mood is I really wish I could tune into more people's streams because they're just fun and cool. But unfortunately, the most I can do is leave like 9 tabs open while I just putz around and try and lurk.
You're doing the right thing, Isaac. We're together now. The way it always should have been. I knew you'd come back for me. Nothing can stop us now.
Yeah, watch people on the phone at work, but signal can be garbage. Try open tabs on my PC before I go in. Oh, that would be a good idea, to open tabs beforehand. I think it'll auto, like... Nah, I can't really say that it'll work. Maybe if you have it up on the chat window. More research is needed for this. But that would totally be a good way to lurk. Just throw it up on your PC, because... unfortunately, I work in an office, and... yeah, that's the other thing. The Twitch algorithm...
use one of the loaders to get the marker off the shuttle.
Twitch algorithm's a little bit impenetrable. I have opinions on any sort of algorithm or data that isn't told clearly and concisely to people. Like, it might exist, but it also might be reverse engineered from what other people have found. Which, that's nonsense. Yeah, I blame the talk given by the author of Weapons of Math Destruction, a book basically entirely on this sort of thing, about how algorithms don't really count as useful if they're black boxes. Yeah, it would be so helpful. Like, even when I was trying to go to affiliate and actually cared a bit more about that sort of thing, trying to figure out what counted as an average viewer. Like, I think that would be something that people would like to know. What metrics are you using, Twitch, to figure out what is and is not a view? I was too distracted and was looking in the wrong direction. Yeah, I honestly think an ounce of clarity would help Twitch. Oh, more cultists.
Isaac, the marker needs to be returned to the pedestal chamber.
Yeah, I know, but there's
Bring it there
shinies.
and place it on the pedestal. Replace what was taken and make us whole again.
But, like, I think Twitch would find that people would grow faster and would be much more on board if they just gave us that information. Alright. Move. Inventory full. Okay. Keep the med packs. Try use the stasis packs. The ammo's the most important. And round of 5 final upgrades. Anything I can offload? Oh, duh. All the contact energy. The line racks. How did I even get those? For pulse round. For another power node. Ooh! Yes, go eat some waffles and have a nice dinner with your roommates. That sounds nice. Force energy. I really should have gotten that. And load up on credits. Yeah. Maybe I should make waffle bombs. Should make waffles. It's been a while. Alright. That's max out Ripper. And I have a sneaking suspicion that planet side we're not going to run into any spacewalks. That is what I thought it was. Tad? Fire you! Oh, hell. Wait. Squishy's still out. Get back here, Squishy. Okay, I'm not really mad that they keep on dropping line racks. I'm just really confused because I don't even own the line gun anymore. And that's... Okay, we got a good amount of room. Oh. Sweet cash. I guess line racks are just... My theory is that the devs expected a certain gun to be a lot more popular than it was, or like a lot more useful, and they bet on the line gun and bet wrong. Okay.
This is Sergeant Newman, PSEC. We've lost all the shuttles. One of them just took off and came straight back down and crashed into the bay. Took a couple of hundred people and all the remaining shuttles with it. If anyone can hear this, do not land. Do not land.
Yeah. Things went to hell planet side faster than they did up on the ship. I feel a little bit bad of doing copious amounts of inventory management. But also we're at that point in the game. You know what, I think I have all I really want from like upgrades. And unless there is yet a better suit, which I know there is, but I think that's New Game Plus shit. Huh. That doesn't sound good. Oh! That's why! A beluga! Come on. Head, limbs. Oh, God. Oh, right. This is... So that one's fun. That's the animation that if you die to, it pops off Isaac's head. There we are. Oh, that's the way I want to go, which means that's the way I don't want to go. And starts puppeting him around like a parasite. Okay, I see. It's like an airlock system. Ah! I forgot again! Isaac's is just out here touching the third rail because, well, comparatively, that's not the worst thing that's happened to him. Well, there's your problem.
Unknown bioforms detected in the area. Security has been notified.
Okay, I have a question. How is this just becoming a problem now? And not... And not when the massive alien, whatever you want to call it. Wait, what am I doing? I have like 3 stasis recharges. Come on! Ha ha ha! Got him. Ah! I got. Right. Deal with baby here. Oh, I'm supposed to stasis the bridge. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I swear, those blast guys, it's like the me equivalent of one of those setups that you do in a game to completely break the AI. Are there more of them? That's a dumb question. There's, of course, more of them. Like, you know, if you stand in a certain spot, the AI just doesn't know how to deal with, like, an elevation change or... Yep. Or pathfinding just completely breaks in half. Yeah, that's what those things do to me, because I'm like, oh, enemy. Aha! Feels going good! I should get close and use the Ripper, or get a great shot on it, because I can do that and have been doing that to great effect. And the enemy is just like, heh, get blown up, you idiot. Oh, shoot, I actually have to move it in place. This is... wait. Wants me to go through there. Do I just have to walk around and find where the last ambush location is? Like, hello? I heard it. Did it glitch? Or... did my game actually bug out somehow? Or is there like a necromorph that jumped funny? Ah, do I have to... what the heck? Or... is this a puzzle? Just looking down here, it seems like the bed is on... did it jump over there? Hello? Yeah. Juzen! Juzen, how the hell are you doing? We're just possibly having to restart because I'm stuck in a quarantine and I don't know where the last enemy is. Yep. Your resolve fills me with strength. Okay, I hear it. I can hear it. Is it just not coming out of the vents? Is it waiting for me to get into tasty range? Also, yeah, everyone go follow Juzen. They do amazing art, and it's super cute. Yeah. So I'm so glad you can make it. Like, I never feel like attendance is mandatory, but it is always nice to see, like, friends and people that I know elsewhere come in and show up. Yeah, I just... huh. Aw, thanks. Oh yeah, you hear that? Something's thumping around. Can I get an angle on it? Is it over here? Sniff him out. Juzen. Juzen. Do you see a nose anywhere on here? I don't think I can. Yeah, no, I have to fully quit out, restart at it. I have to restart the game. Oh my god. Some necromorph was just sitting in those vents and heard, oh, that dude? I don't know. Not really hungry. This vent's pretty cozy. You guys take him. Meanwhile, I'm down there stomping around, just yelling, where are you? This quarantine ain't gonna lift itself. Get out of here, Beluga. Oh my god. Yeah, we're playing Dead Space. Well, actually, we're about to finish Dead Space. I suppose, which is well, in a very loose interpretation, they are? Like, they definitely started out as such. Whether or not they still identify or can be classified as human right now, that's a question between them and God. No. Only the belugas look like human nervous system. The other option, the slashers, or Freds as I call them, merely look, the beluga was the thing that just jumped us. I call them that because they sound quite a bit like a whale. Because they make that whole sound like, beluga. Do not question the brain. I think most whales using echolocation. That is how I get her to the snack cupboard at night.
Security has been notified.
All right. Now we have your standard Ed. No, wait, that's a Fred. Ed's black legs. Oh yeah, they go fast and hard. We have babies. They are babies. We are fighting literal children. Fortunately, I have a stasis module so I can slow him down. Yeah, and even like kids, if they try to grapple you like they're doing now, we get to make a field goal attempt. We are the best. Oh my god, that was actually an amazing play. Like, I got him. I hear more children. I don't think he... Now, I don't know much about football, but that sounds about right. Nope. I should... God. Yeah, it gets a little intense. It's quite a lot like camping. It's intense. Ah. All right, is that all of them? We done? Or do we have to do something else? Oh, I think I know what it is. It's marking the marker as... It's marking the marker as the hazardous material. Ah! Come on, swing up faster, will ya? Thank you. Ooh, shiny down there. Yeah, I think I restarted where I didn't have to. Nope. Nope, just literally more babies. Well, in all fairness, I wouldn't be surprised if this system flagged children as hazardous material beforehand. You see, that's because... let you know a secret, Jusen. I use comedy, humor, and bravado to mask the actual terror. It's a coping mechanism. Yeah, no, I was just going the wrong way. Oh my god, this is kind of embarrassing. Come on, hit the juice. Oh, hit the juice box already. Hell yeah. Mutual coping. I'm no biologist, but I think that is a bag full of squidgy bits, a boom box, a juice bag, aka the... Oh, dang it! I need another power node to get in here. Oh yes, the fastest way to have an enemy just as splattered glorious giblets all over the scenery. Ghibli bits, the squidgies. Okay. You know, I could probably sell an... Oh wait, I'm backtracking to the store. I just remembered I have like a top tier sellable in here. Oh. Oh! Yeah, so the combat around this game is kind of devoted to the idea that you cut off limbs. Like, they are space zombies, but a headshot's the second worst shot you can actually do behind a body shot. On account of, if you cut off their arms, that you deprive them of a weapon. If you cut off the legs, they fall to the ground and you deprive them of mobility. But if you cut off their head, all you do is make them angry and either do nothing at all or send them into a flying rage.
Isaac, you're almost there.
Ah.
You'll have to restore power to the bridges and move the marker through this area. Look for a control station at the end of the maintenance tube.
Right, we just have to get through these Guardian guys to get through the orifice. Yeah, in case you were wondering, this is what... case you're wondering where necromorphs come from, it's the meat moss. Only the freshest. Oh, you're not dead yet. You... God. Wait, can I stasis him? What blew up? Oh, right. The torsos they fire. Is there anything to beat the remainder of you guys to death with, or do I have to do this one by one? Well, don't mind me, just mowing the lawn. There. Yeah. Oh. That's actually really handy. God, I love that meat moss so much. Especially because for most of the game, it goes from being... You see it in a couple places, then you see it absolutely engulf the entire ship. I'm just going to sell these. We have enough stasis pack, and we don't really need anything else. Contact energy 2. Oh. I should check if I can back. I should have checked if I could have backtracked first. But I think I can get into the... Now I might just have a useless... God dang, I might actually have a useless power node on me for the rest of the game. Oh yeah, thank you so much for coming by and chatting. I really appreciate that, Juzin, and... Ah, ha, ha! Ah, he's still alive. Well, as much as it can be. Yeah, thank you for lurking, and hope you have a good night. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous because, like, Friday nights are... Oh, bridge malfunction. Ah, we have to go through the orifice. One last trip through old orifice. Oh.
Zero gravity.
The grav tunnel. Cool. Like, an egg. Oh. We have to restart ventilation. That's what's been causing all these limbs. Yeah, even if people are just coming by for a little bit, it is nice to see. It's nice to see who shows up in chat. Not gonna lie. A little bit selfish in that about half the fun for doing this for me is talking to people. Right. I guess we have to jump for it, but jump for it there? Where? How? Ah. Yeah, this game's also getting a remake coming out for it soon. I haven't really looked into it too much since... I'm gonna be honest, Oh. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to get the remake, because I do love this game. But at the same time, I feel the problem with horror games is that it's kind of hard to play through them multiple times, because at least for me, let me just bake you, because what's so effective is jumps. Oh, good news. We're out of ammo for that. Oh. And I find it's very easy for me, at least, to, like, remember. I know I've done it several times with... Oh. Oh my god, I stopped the body with... I wedged the fan open with a body. Oh god, I am actively making this ventilation tunnel worse. Alright, come here, you. Let's try this again. Yay! You're a big, strong lad. Get in there. Okay, but I would like to know who the hell approved, like, most of these systems. Like, that is a fan way that the only way to... large health pack hidden behind there. Hey, a brute! Oh, you love to see it. Hold the phone there for a second, sir. I gotta hit the recharge station. Oh. Ah, you are being so polite about things. I'm out of Ripper ammo. How's that possible? I thought I could get a cut. Hey! That's easy. You know, I think if I had to actually give some advice and think about what I was saying instead of spouting off nonsense, I'd say I'd go through this game, only equip 3 weapons. Or if you if you really kind of struggle with horror games, only equip 1 or 2 weapons. 2 weapons, yeah. Equip... It's stuck on the marker. The plasma cutter and the contact beam. Use the contact beam for the trick that I've been doing with it, where you just sell the ammo when it comes up. But first, focus on upgrading your suit health and those types of modules. Second, yeah, first health and a little bit of the plasma cutter. Oh, that's kind of beautiful. Bad Ripper ammo. What else will I fire at him? I'm actually going to... I'm sorry, I don't see what the point of having anything else is. Actually, I will retrieve the Ripper. The Ripper can stay because it's cool. I have so much plasma energy. This makes me so happy. But yeah, only take the plasma cutter because it's kind of easily the best weapon in the game. Like, the Ripper's good, and there are some that are a bit more situational, but largely with the ammo, the sheer amount of ammo you'll get, it's hard to argue against having a plasma cutter. Like, I don't think anyone will ever even say something like, oh no, just don't have the plasma cutter at all. Unless you're doing a weird challenge run, in which case I'd support it. It's... Plasma cutter's kind of your bread and butter. Oh shoot, I have to rebind that. Like, no. The Ripper goes there. I have too much muscle memory at stake. And then the contact beam will have you absolutely swimming in power nodes. Because you'll only find ammo, aside from, like, the weird 2 line racks that just kind of passively show up. You only find ammo for guns you have equipped. So that means you'll be keeping yourself swimming in a good supply of highly effective ammo, while selling all the ammo you find for one entire type of gun just for upgrade materials. Because high health, high armor, high suit, and all that, like, that's the advice I'd give to someone who struggles with horror games. To everyone else who wants to have a little bit of stress of, oh shoot, I am out of ammo, grab 4 guns of whatever you want. It just really annoys me not to have, like, fully upgraded stuff. I'm that guy who, when he was playing Skyrim, just maxes out smithing and enchanting. And yeah, I'm the kind of... I think that's part... Yeah.
It's an
We have a problem. Turns out we're on Tatooine and just found the Sarlacc pit. Yeah, no, I'm not having a fun time. Yeah, I'm the type of person who'll, like, spend all of their time in Skyrim. Oh, that's really cool. Those are all gravity beams. Keep hoisting that piece of planet that they're going to. Oh. They're going to process up on the Ishimura. In place. Hello. Oh, come on. I completely missed with the stasis. Oh, good. I actually think it's better to be jumped by a baby. For the sheer reason of you don't lose much health from being grabbed. And you're invincible for the duration, aside from the damage you take because baby. And above everything else, it removes an enemy from the fight, one that's pretty annoying. Just walked up being like, oogly boogly. Oh. Yeah, my controller just does not like the reading inputs tonight. Oh, hey, back on the pedestal. Oh. Oh, God. Who would have guessed a tentacle had range? What? Oh. Is that fucking Nicole?
Thank you, Isaac. I always believed in you. I knew you'd return to me. We are whole again, Isaac. We are whole.
Oh.
Emergency. Geo-orbital gravity tethers offline. Tectonic load released. Impact imminent. Evacuate this area immediately.
That's coming down.
Decontamination cycle activated.
Oh. Like, actually?
Isaac, you really didn't think I was just gonna walk away, did you? I can't do that. Marker's coming with me. It's a shame. I'm starting to like you.
Yeah.
Even if you are insane. What, you don't believe me? Take a look at yourself. Better yet, take a look at the video from Nicole.
I love this reveal so
This
much.
time, I want you right to the end.
Isaac, it's me.
So this is the video he was watching on the flight into the Ishimura at the start of the game.
I'm sorry about everything. I wish I could just talk to someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. It's strange. Such a little thing. In the end, it all comes down to this one little thing. I didn't want it to end like this.
Oh.
I
Also,
really wanted
trigger
to see
warning
you
and
again.
suicide, so if anyone struggles
Just
with that,
once.
please look away for now. It'll be done in like 3 minutes.
I loved you. I always loved you.
See? You're insane. Just like Khan, just like the captain. Nicole has been dead this whole time.
Yeah.
Whatever you were seeing was caused by that.
Those were all marker
You are
hallucinations.
Khan. But don't worry. It will be in good hands now. Far away from this damn place. Goodbye, Isaac.
And they do a good job of foreshadowing. Because, first of all, in one of my favorite things, if you take every one of the 12 chapter titles and take the first letter from it, it spells out Nicole is dead. Like, the first one's New Arrivals, and then there's the last 4, which I don't remember. Like, New Arrivals, Intensive Care, something relating to the engine room and starting with a C. Course correction. And then every point, it not only gives you a chapter title that, oh, makes sense because of how the game's structured. Force energy. It thematically relates to what is going on in the game. It also very subtly, literally spells out the twist to you. But also, there's things like when we were by Nicole, Blades Plasma. Alright, we have to do actual management in the inventory. Alright, I'm sorry, both of you, but health, plasma, energy, and blades are more important. Are the important things. And also there's, when we were in the control room with her, we got interface. Oh, we're like right fuck here. I'm still not going south. This is the end of the game. That's all fully upgraded. The only thing we have left is stasis module. Energy and duration. Ah! That bugs me a little bit. We're loaded up. Let's do this. But yeah, you get with Nicole, whenever you get close to her, there's always like interface screw. You see marker text on screens. There's one point where she pops up on a vid screen and she briefly flashes a skull for just a hot second.
Oh my god.
Sorry, but I don't feel bad whatsoever. now for the final boss, the Hive Mind. Come on, big guy. Pose and posture. Yes, just like that. Wait, can I don't think I can stasis it. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh god, I can't. I need... There we go. That was close. Come on, show me your chest. Come on, come on. Oh, it got the tanks. Juke. Alright, it's got a pretty easy pattern. Juke left, juke right. Also, I love the fact that for a game that's always been pretty reliant on sounds, the moment its weak spot is open, a massive heartbeat FX starts. Yeah, Houston, never mind on that Sarlacc pit. We found a workaround. Oh right, a huge massive thing of planet is falling on us. We have to go. Yeah. Wait. Where's the marker? I just realized. Was it on the planet still, or do we have it in our ship? It might have been loaded. That's not really our concern now. It's okay. We did it. Survived all of that nonsense.
Isaac, it's me. I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry.
Have to have one last jump scare. Gotta have Necromorph Nicole. Yeah, Chapter 12, Dead Space. Cleared. With marker tech. Ah, military. Oh, sweet. I couldn't actually do harder than hard anyway. I need to beat it once. Game and load it again to play another. Okay, that is a feature that I absolutely love. Just hey, another round. All right, that was Dead Space, and I believe that finishes off really what I had planned for my November spooky month. But hang on, I can't move my model. Let me reload. Oh, good. Help. This is all right. Desperate times call for desperate measures to actually get this properly situated. There. But yeah, I think with that, I'm going to go for our traditional cooldown game. A little bit worried because it's been hot second since we played Animal Crossing, which means actually it's been a hot second since I played any GameCube. Which means since this is the original GameCube Animal Crossing, oh, all the villagers are gonna be pissed. But yeah. I wouldn't go as far as say that Dead Space was like the premiere. This is the best horror game. They got it super good. I will say it did a lot of things right. It had a lot of good payoffs, a really good twist. And there's some things that if it is kind of easy, it's easy to cheese, it's easy to break. But it's fun. I'm excited for the remake. Alright. Let's see what we missed. Oh my god! Mail! That's the first thing we missed. Museum. Sydney, Chuck, Abby, Alfonso. Huggy. Why are my villagers sending me mail? Oh. Right, because birthdays. Abby. Although, yeah, What do we have? We got a tulip table and a speed bag. Got inside of it. Oh, I should switch the... New title. We have defeated all the body horror on the planet and got by our zombie girlfriend. Now we're reorganizing our apartment. Hang on. So, for this week, next week, because I have a week off, and why the heck not? I ran out and bought a whole lot of things to supply a week of debauchery, hedonism, and absolute depravity. Namely, 2 bags of beef jerky. Pro tip, if you're ever buying beef jerky, buy Old Trapper. It is better than Jack Link's and most other brands I've found for one simple thing. It costs $10 and you get like 4 ounces more. It's about the same as Jack Link's in terms of price, but you actually get more. It's insane. I do not understand where beef jerky companies get off charging that much for an insubstantial amount. Let's see. Got a tulip table. I'll use that instead of the orange box for the diary. Cause it's just silly. Speed bag. Ooh, I know. Put the orange box there. And we put Excite Bike on top of it. I'm a genius. Okay, let's see what's in all these presents. So I do love that I think the way this game worked was the original Nintendo 64 had it had a watch battery inside of the actual cartridge. It was actually a pretty common thing. I know Game Boy games did that too, and instead of having... Because the problem was that back then they didn't... Oh. There we go. They didn't have, like, solid-state memory that... Unless you're willing to get, like, a magnetic tape or... Ooh, Hypno Umbrella. Barber's Pull. Weight Bench. They're telling me to get swole. Misty shirt. Yeah, like, unless you had tape or a disc, which could not... I really like a disc. Yes! Ah, this is awful and something I would wear IRL. Ooh, command table. I like that. That'll fit the vibe better than the modern. And... Oh. Speaking of vibe... Man, I'm so used to New Horizons where... train set. Gotta have the train set. Where you can do things by half steps. And, like, they've essentially doubled the amount of space you can put things in. That is a game that is absolutely designed with, like, people who love making dioramas and or interesting houses in mind. Especially with... Actually, we're not going to have the tulip table. I know, sacrilegious is for how much I said about is spicing up the room, but it is what it is. Because now I can have this centered on the window. And if you can't tell, I am the type of neurotic who absolutely loves designing a room in Animal Crossing. Amount of time I will spend. Because that's the thing that I didn't... Nope. Can't mail a wrap present. What is this? That is kind of lost about what people were up to with the new Animal Crossing. Ooh. I like. Yes. I have a lot of thoughts about the new Animal Crossing, what it does, and what people do with it. The first being the fact that only cedar trees get decorated during the holidays is a crying shame. We should have just everywhere, everything gets decorated. Throw lights on whatever. Second, I really like the vibe of it being... Like, I swear, and I think I can prove this, that even if acre size has... Ah! Thanks, music. I needed that on some level to shut up. Because I was just about to go deep into the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. Yeah. The absolute original. I loved this game growing up. Like, this was a game... Oh! Oh, wait, no, I do have a fishing rod and all that hot nonsense. This was a game that I could play for years and have. Yeah! So on my Twitch recap, it told me from like the streamer side what the most used, like emote, what the most used. I should check those at the museum first. Amber, Stego. I think these have been donated already. Like the most used emote and most used chat redeem. Y'all redeemed that day bread 147 times. You popped off. And also from the sheer amount of people in that raid, my two most used emotes on my channel are two of eyes. Which is absolutely amazing. Like, that was so much fun, but you know, maybe I should just drop all the throw redeems to like less. Stone tile. God, that... Well, it's better than what I have right now, but no. That was such a trip. Like, wow, stone tile and concrete wall. Nook really wants to keep me living that dungeon chic. Yeah, I'm still blown away by the amount of support from that day. Okay, we need a Christmas tree, or festive tree. How are you doing today, music? Hope you're doing well. We actually literally just beat Dead Space. I got a bit of adrenaline from it. Final boss is... I just love body horror. Like, one of the ideas I had for what my model would be back when I wasn't quite sold on just being bred, I briefly considered getting... I want some flowers to plant around the town. I briefly considered getting a couple toggles of, like... One of them would be, I could toggle off some meat moss coming out of my bread body and engulfing the overlay in the chat, like kind of a overlay toggle. Which, actually, that... Maybe. But, I don't know, I just kind of love that vibe of squishy, gross body horror, of everything is warped, misshapen, and just so wrong. And then once you have something of that amorphous, malleable form, like, what else can you do with it? Ooh. Blue Cosmos. Back when you didn't have to crossbreed them. Beautiful. Just need a little bit more. And it's just... horror games, I think, always have some of the most inspired and delightfully twisted monster designs in them. Oh, hello. Hey, Huggy. Oh, wow. I feel like it's been so long since I last laid eyes on you. What on earth have you been doing for 7 months? Jink. I do have a humanoid form. That is art that does exist. Maybe I should see if I can... Oh! Horse... Got as much weed in my houses as well. No, this wasn't time travel shenanigans. I legit have not touched this town since 7 months. I kind of only play this Animal Crossing. I'm really bad at playing Animal Crossing. Like, I get so distracted by other games. I haven't played this one since last time I played it on stream, which might have been when I beat Wind Waker 7 months ago. And I don't think I played my New Horizons game in just about as much time. Oh, Wendell. Wendell's in here. I haven't seen Wendell in a game since, like, Wild World. No, welcome in, Horse Who Can Drive. Glad you drive your way down here, and hope you're doing well tonight. Just beat Dead Space and are cooling off from the trip that game was some Animal Crossing, where we're doing a lot of weed-ing. Good. Actually don't own a vehicle. That's too bad. But hey, if you ever do get your hooves on a vehicle, you do have the necessary skills. That's something for you. Yeah. I should... Not to be sorry, I love it. Yeah. I really do kind of wish that... Oh? Is this what I think it is? I kind of wish I lived in, like, a more walkable or public transit city area. Are you Indica or Sativ this evening? Due to not knowing what either of those options really mean, I am going to say that I am feeling pretty Sativ. And if that actually does mean something and I completely misinterpreted, sorry. Oh. Oh no. Ah, weed. Shoot, I completely forgot. To get a golden shovel in this game, you have to bury a shovel in that hole. And there's a shovel on sale at Nooks. Can't go get it. Yeah. That's something I did used to live in a state, like, about a year ago, where it was legal, and since had to move to a state that, Oh, hi Gina! I hope you're doing well tonight as well. Thanks for watching along. So many people. Yeah, in hindsight, it's good to hear. Yeah, in hindsight, I really should have just, like, in college, even though it was, like, the campus made it very clear that, no, No weed, no alcohol, even though that is something that the state is completely cool with. We are not a fun college for this sort of thing. And seeing how we paid no attention to the alcohol rules whatsoever. Should have just done it, like, just to see what the hell happens. Bread, thanks for waking me up, sunshine. I know it's a little unusual, but I have this habit of sometimes falling asleep outside. Yeah, what a... Or the phantom... Hey, what can I say? I know the effects I have on koalas. They love me. It's your evening. I've been running to you for a while now, huh? You look like you're doing okay, though. So that's a load off. It's me. What's up, It's-a-me? What's new? Those are some nice clothes. You got an eye for fashion. I mean, even I can see it. Says telling someone wearing a bad plaid shirt. Choosing smooth duds wears one of life's little pleasures. You know what I'm saying? It's-a-me. Last time you fell asleep outside. I came pretty close over the summer. Like, get a good hammock spot and just kind of swing in the breeze, cool off a little. Best napping place. However, we might have saved a life tonight by... thank you so much for following, Horse. Yeah, appreciate that so much. Also, guys, talking about this earlier, but I really need to, like, fix my notifications, because they don't fire when I do bits. They don't fire when someone subs. They only fire when someone follows. And you know what, what that GIF is? That is a video I took of... We had pretzel buns in the house for some reason. So I threw down a sheet of white paper. I grabbed a pretzel bun and just slowly pushed it across the screen. But yeah, no, in the weather, if the weather outside like it is now is anything like the weather IRL, which, it's -5 by me. Ed's house, alright? Last time we said hi to Ed after such a long time off. I remember being called out for being a horrible friend. The original Animal Crossing's NPCs were so much meaner. Yeah. I'm not sure if that would get you anything but breadcrumbs in your lungs, but I think you might be better off just doing a regular toasting of it. You know, a little bit of butter, sandwich stuff. Maybe stick a hot dog in there. Yeah, that would be good. Hot dog with some smoked, pretzel bun with some smoked sausage. That's what I'm thinking of. That'd be good. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can be abused by our villagers here. Hey, wow, I feel like it's been so long since the last laid eyes on you. What have you been doing for 7 months? And where have you been doing it? Oh, perfect. Then light up. Knowing you are probably up to something I don't want to know about. Hey, want something or what, meow? Can I help you? Uh-huh. I do have something. No, I'm lying. I don't. Sorry, but I don't. Sorry about lying, too. Wow. Sorry. Oh. Okay, we'll say slingshots that got introduced in Wild World, they were necessary, because now I just have to hope this fucker lands in a tree. Oh. Fucker landed in a tree. Yeah, perhaps a koala or a cat in your home. I got a cat. She is old, spoiled, vocal, and at this point, she practically owns the place. Oh. Hey, Tabby. Or Pearl. Yes? Aren't you acting a bit familiar for a stranger? Who do you think you are, kitten? Bread. I feel as though I've heard that name before, or perhaps I'm just imagining things. Well, are we friends or not? Ah, is that right? Quite frankly, I'm bored with it already. Ouch! She didn't take being ghosted very well. Saved. Been wondering how I was going to get everything done. You really helped me. Bought this super cute outfit as a gift for Ed. I have a very important errand to do. So can you do me a favor? Can you take these clothes to Ed for me? Relying on you, Bread. Try not to fail me utterly. Yeah, I just love how different people's homes in these games are. Like, you have things that are actually, like... I would copy this design, probably minus the bed, for, like, a front entry room or sitting room sort of thing in New Horizons. And some of them are just... there. Like, it's just a bunch of random, not really thematically tied together things. But some look pretty nice. Not in right now. Right. So he can't enter. I do really wish that they kept the... Oh. Oh, this I can open. We have an elephant slide. That's cool. I do really wish that they kept the option to just straight up ask one of your villagers, hey, want to do a thing? Like, just be able to roll up to someone and say, hey, we should do one of the random villager activities. Because I feel like you can get you can spend a lot more time in this game without kind of feeling you've run out of things to do. Just because you can ask villagers for, like, hey, do you have an errand I can run? And in later games, they added more things the villagers could do or ask for you. Like, play hide and seek, do trivia games, or, well, basically random games of chance. Oh, Ed! Whoa, it's Bread. Did you fall down a well or something, Greenhorn? Seriously, it's been nearly 2 months... Oh. Learn to the child to respect all of animals, but they make it... Yeah, they make it so hard. Also, it turns out, I played this game 2 months ago and talked to Ed, which I think that was the cooldown from finishing another game. Which means I just missed talking to Tabby and everyone else for all that time. Worst thing is, that's kind of how I am IRL. I'll hermit in places and just realize, oh, I really should have checked in with some friends. That's something to grow on, though. Seriously, it's been nearly 2 months since we last hung out. What's the deal with that? Not to be a big crybaby or anything, but I figured you'd completely forgotten I existed. Oh. Tell me, Red, what's new? Yeah. Ooh, that's swanky. Such a stud. Yep, say what you will about Ed and how rude he can be. He will give you the shirt off his back. Or her back? I don't know, I feel like they completely changed, like, the model and type of, and personality of Ed between this game and later ones. Yeah. I would really like to see... Pleased to be Hell yeah. Gotta be respectful of Ed the horse. Actually, most Eds. I haven't really met a bad Ed. Like, most of them have been pretty chill. Now, I'd really like to see in, like... God, it's so weird that they haven't... Oh. Entertain me. Caught every type of fish in the ocean and streams around Dronsea. Okay. We have found the exception to the rule. Because, God, who would steal someone else's laundry? Like, you either... I can see maybe if you're a horrible person, like a shirt or something, but first of all, you're wearing something that if you steal someone's laundry out of the dryer, you're somewhere close to the owner of that laundry. Oh, God. I'm stuck. Bro, let me out. God. That was premeditated. Like, he had to know, like, he knew beforehand that you guys were the same size. And then he's like, okay, I know it. Horse has a shirt that I have been keeping my eyes on. And I'm moving next week. So this weekend, when they go out to do laundry, I make my move. I take that sweet shirt, I put it in my stuff, and I just leave. That is a level of premeditated that... At that point, not only that, it was obviously in someone's eyes a great shirt. So a whole load of... God. Bastard. Not feeling that shirt, but maybe... be a cool... Yeah, that's... nearly okay. Ah, 2003 tour shirt? God, that is... That is... I've had some bad roommates, but that is a whole different level of low. God damn. Wonder if there's any igloos around. Oh, I can't really think of anything that has Ed beat for stealing laundry and including a souvenir shirt and moving. But the ones I had were just kind of... Well, I was in college, so it was 4 people in not enough space, with not enough time, and not enough responsibility to do everything to keep a house nice. Basically, it was just a lot of me doing all the cleaning.
Who, I say, who upon who? Fossilized egg. Excellent. Must apologize for that atrocious pun. So sorry.
Yeah. It was just young people in the house. It wasn't super awful. Like, yeah. I am so glad that Blathers, that they could have replaced people, and they kind of have started, like, for event NPCs, been switching them out with their younger counterparts. But I love that Blathers has stayed the same dorky mess for the entire time. Remember a friend mentioned he's getting a roommate and heard who it was, told him not to do it. Yeah, some people kind of have a reputation, I guess. Yeah, Mabel and I really like Sable. Like, the Able sisters in general. Before said roommate finally left on their own. Damn. They can't identify the species of dinosaur that produced this particular egg. Can't envision its hatching, though. From the shards, a new life slowly emerging, a miracle of flesh and bone. Oh, the wonder of it all. Drama, the spectacle, the ebb and flow, the grass and grit. Life, I say, life!
Whew, mercy, whew, my indeed. Must apologize profusely. I was lost in the moment. Beak flaps on its own. Have our deepest, most profound gratitude. May there be anything else you wish to donate? Yeah, it's really a shame that, unfortunately, for some cases, you'd need roommates to cover rent. Wow. Horse, I have nothing else to say about you. It just seems that fate in the universe has looked down upon you and said, hey, let's curse this guy to have the worst roommates imaginable. So, day the remaining pieces of a prehistorical puzzle are found will be a joyous... Indeed. Good luck to you. Our deepest... Oh. I guess it all evens out. It's hard to... I guess the real problem is that... Wait, December tick... Is this from December a year ago? Because I have not touched this game this month. So like League and play it, but keep my space clean and clean whatever I use and do, and clean for the sake... Yeah, it's something therapeutic. Ooh. Yeah, best type of roommates like that. Because what I had was... It was I roomed with a bunch of people like I knew first 2 years of college, but the problem is they're all people who were great to hang out with. But I mean, it's just almost impossible to tell how a people will live. Like, everyone has their own habits and personalities and what they do. Like, some people they'll do the dishes. They just need a good moment in time to do it when they're not being stressed out, have a whole lot of assignments or shit going on. Or they'll do it when they realize, oh, shoot, we are completely out of things, I have to. But honestly, if you're consider about the space, clean up after yourself, and try to keep a nice house. And the one thing that I really wish I was better at, actually communicate and talk with your roommates, like start a habit of, I don't know, like monthly house meetings to go over how things are going. Like, things kind of devolved for me into passive-aggressive behavior with 2 factions of people, really. And that's just because we didn't want to or couldn't find the time or ability to have the discussions we needed to. Like, if you talk to your roommates, you'll be fine. If you think it's a better idea to pop open the thermostat and steal the levers because it's 10 at night and you are trying to sleep and you can't because you're sweating, which I will admit I did when I had to be passive aggressive because I couldn't deal with a discussion now and they wouldn't just listen to me like, hey, I can't have a full discussion now, please just do this for me. I did resort to using tools and duct tape. Like, I would just pop open the thermostat cover, take out the nubs, and hide them somewhere. I would also, there's one thing with the thermostat of one guy was super cold. I should have just said, well, it's because you're sitting under the vent all the time. Remove all use of the heater if I had to. Yeah, some people just like it so hot, and if you're not used to that, or worse, I think I was the only one whose bed was actually set up for winter night cold. Like, everyone else had, like, a blanket that they just were under, and I had top and bottom sheets, a good blanket, an electric throw, a weighted blanket, a quilt, plus 2 more I could throw on top if I needed it, so I was warm. And was built for the cold. Like, I could do 70, but even that was pressing it. I mostly like it at like 68 year round. Worked perfectly fine. Can't help it, I have to say something right. And everyone else was just like, can we please crank the heat up? I found it at 90 once. And I'm just like, I can't handle it physically. It's as bad as me for warm as it is for you cold. I ended up like busting open a cereal box and taping it over a couple of vents just because everyone was complaining about the air blowing on them. But yeah, no, that is the problem. It is super easy to warm up. It is impossible to get cold. Like, the most you can do is get naked. But unless society suddenly gets a lot more cool about that, which for some reason they're so stuck up about it, then unfortunately, air conditioning and colder temperatures and just telling everyone else to suck it up and bundle up, put on a sweatshirt, chilly, is going to be how we do things. All right, what should he say? I mean, I know. Why go with jerky when you can say beefcake? I'm gonna say beefcake? Sounds lame. No. Wait, no. Hold on a minute. Beefcake. Actually, that's not too bad. I'll take it. Thanks, beefcake. Thank you, Chuck. You know, Animal Crossing games were just a little bit better when there was no text checking. Because I have done, of course, the angry teen thing when I was playing this growing up and made villagers swear before. And it's hilarious. You think it's bad how mean they get in the first round of games, having their catchphrase be F you on top of that. And going on, Copper. It's about going on. Actually, rumors are flying around town that the famed wanderer Wendell has reportedly been seen wandering around in the next town over. No reason to doubt these reports. He's indeed headed for Dronzy, as I suspect. I expect him to arrive somewhere around December 25th. I'll have to remember that. That's another thing that I really wish they kept for later games. Like, you could get a pretty good schedule and idea of what was happening. Like, they had... I think the schedule for villager... or for event NPCs showing up, instead of a new one every day, which I don't really like, because I see why they do it, so you have access to their actually pretty good services guaranteed once a week or once every couple of weeks. But it really kind of felt like a special event of, oh shoot, Red's coming this month. And then you wouldn't play, you'd miss him next month, because I think is every week either Gracie, Wendell, Red, Sahara, like they'd come randomly every month or so. And you could find out about it by talking to villagers who would say, hey, I heard they're showing up. Or talking to the cops, and they'd give you a report like that. And it'd be a bit more special, you know? Like, this isn't something that happens every month. Well, actually, it's not something that happens every day. It's something that happens once a month. Especially because they were a bit easier to miss. So it could very well be the case of, if you don't have timing or forget to check, you only see Red once or twice the entire year. And also... Oh, it's Toy Day today. did get one roommate who thought he liked the devil. Satanists are fun right up until the point that you have to live with one. Even then, I'm not sure how fun they are. But yeah, like, you had a calendar that told you what the events were. Like, New Year's Eve, Toy Day today. And you could actually... It's goth. Self-aesthetic, but honestly, like... Personal opinion is however people dress, present themselves. If they're not a dick, then it just gives a little spice to everything, yeah? It's interesting to see how different people can figure out different ways to pull out looks, clothes, museum. Just need 4 for these. Styles and the cultures that come around them. But don't know why I put exclamation points on the last one. I think I bumped the button. But hey, in all fairness, this is something that's coming from someone who is willing to tolerate anyone so long as they don't make a whole lot of noise and are annoying. Because if there are any of those two things, oh, that is... I think that's the only time I've ever... Like, you can do quite a bit to me without me getting annoyed. But if you have the gall to be annoying... I was full of... all the fun of having a cat, but without the actual cat. I think cats are probably the... Like, if I ever got a pet, that's probably going to be what I'd get. Because, yeah, cannot handle noise. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird situation. As technically, I have a cat right now, but also I'm living at home because, you know, just graduated you know, this is going to work until Christmas passes. We're just gonna have to live with it. I'm living at home because I just graduated college, and you know, it's generally a good idea to live in the cheapest place possible until you pay off the frankly ridiculous amount of loan money, and yeah. So it's like old family cat. She is ours because she belongs to everyone in the family, because she's so old and crotchety that she thinks she is in charge of us. But if you take her out from my parents' home, she will hiss, scream, and cry, and just have such an awful time that she goes with the house. Yeah. And she's not being old, lazy, and annoyingly vocal, because we're pretty sure she's going deaf, and in order to hear herself meow, she squawks really loudly. And also, if anyone who is normally home for a long amount of time leaves, like, if someone goes for a trip, the other 2 people have to deal with her pacing around the house, yelling super loudly, and just throwing a fit that her routine has been completely thrown off. Because one of her favorite things to do in the evening is to pick someone and sit on them.
Just have them spread out a blanket and just lay on their lap until the cat decides it is time for them to go to bed and herds them there. It's actually the funniest thing to watch this. Would be honored to smoke you up for your first time. I can't tell if this is going back to the idea if this means share a blunt or this is going back to I would smoke a pretzel roll. In either case, I would be honored to partake. Too early. I think we've had a pretty good size stream, so I do want to catch at least one fish down here. And we'll pass this on to... We'll make this all someone else's problem. Honestly, this is... Yeah, there were words, but that they went in the path of that fish. Gone, never to be seen again. Which is good, because it means the Animal Crossing is working. No stress, no worries. All the necromorphs that we dealt with only an hour ago, they are not and never were. We only have vibes. It's really sad that Nintendo decided not to, to stop updating the newest Animal Crossing. Because for a game that was so popular, you think they'd support it with, special one-off events, new content, new DLC, and all that. But it's really weird that they just kind of said, yep, we've done what we wanted. We're good. Because also, people blaze through the game so fast. This is a game that was designed to be played every day for years. As just a light, casual, play a little bit, relax a bit, de-stress, say hi to all your friends in town, and just go on with your day. But people were blitzing of trying to figure out everything. I feel like they kind of missed the point. But anyway, that was such a fun stream. I had such a good time. And let's... missed it kindly. And have a good night to you as well. Going to find someone to raid. I had a whole lot of people set up beforehand, and I think they all ended. Is this even live? Let's see. I am...
Pass, hell yeah, let's go.
I'm between someone doing a Gunpla on stream, because that's... Oh yeah. Actually, I could use a raid victim. I have an idea of who you might be suggesting, but yeah, I'll take a suggestion. So if not, we have Power Wash Simulator, and Gunpla, which both fits the mood of Wii Shop channel music going through my head. But yeah, I'm glad that we were able to... Oh, Squid Punk. Yeah. Definitely raid them. Let me pull them up on Twitch so I can see what their snowboard. Yeah. Raid Squid Punk for something new. Yeah. Roomby. They now I have more options.
I thought they had.
Yeah, let's do Squid Punk. They're already in there, and I am taking enough time to deliberate. But yeah, I'll be in next Tuesday, Thursday, and going back to, I think, Okami and probably something else. But yeah, thank you all for coming, and I had a wonderful time. See you around. I don't know what the raid message is, so just do whatever.